We are live. So hello everybody just joining. As you can see by the title of this and by the thumbnail that I'm about to put on it right now, this is our next Disney animated film tier list. Last week we did the classics, which were all the movies from 1937 all the way up to 1970, starting with Snow White and ending with the Aristocats. Today we are picking up where we left off and starting off in 1971 with Robin Hood and working our way all the way up to the year 2000 with Fantasia. No, there were things after Fantasia. Emperor's New Groove. Emperor's New Groove was the last one in 2000. So, as you can see on the tier list here, I actually did things a little bit differently. And you can see that we start with the Renaissance. And I'll explain why. So the reason why I started off, so as you can see, like it's not just the Renaissance here. We're encompassing a couple different eras. Mainly the Disney Renaissance, which is widely renowned as the best time in Disney animation, as well as the Bronze Age, which was right before it. So we're bundling those together, but the reason why I want to start off with the Renaissance is because I think it's going to set the bar for this tier list a little bit better than the Bronze Age would. I feel like if we started with a Bronze Age, we might say Robin Hood might be just as an example, we'll say Robin Hood's a top tier movie. But then as we start to put things like Lion King and stuff up there, we might have to reevaluate a bunch of times. And I'm sure we'll end up reevaluating a few things, but I feel like if we start with the Renaissance, we'll have a better bar set going forward. So that is what we're going to do with that. So for all of you that have not joined us for one of these tier lists yet, actually let me make sure I have my description right as I explain this to you. I don't think I changed it from the last one. But basically, as you can see here, we have top tier A, B, C, D, and F. And what we're going to do, what chat's going to do with me here today, so all of you watching, is you're going to say where you think these movies rank with the other things in the category. So where do you think Little Mermaid belongs with these other films? Do you think Little Mermaid is way above average in comparison to all these films? If so, top tier, etc., etc. If you think something's way below average, maybe you think like James and the Giant Peach is way below average, then maybe in one of the lower tiers. Let me just edit this super quick. Fix that. All right. So, hey everybody coming in chat now. If you have any questions, feel free to ask as we do this. Let me make sure I don't forget to mention that these videos are brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel. You can check that information down in the description below and let our agents help you plan the vacation of your dreams. As well as we have an awesome restaurant database on disboards.com I'll link to. And then also our friends over at Magic Candle Company as well, and of course the Disboards. But starting off, we are going to start off with The Little Mermaid. So this is the beginning of the Disney Renaissance right here. And as I'm talking about it, chat, you can feel free to start firing off your answers on what you think Little Mermaid falls, top tier A, B, C, D, or F. In Little Mermaid, I mean, for me, this has to be a top tier movie. You can say, I mean, there's an argument for saying that Ariel's kind of like a brat, right? You know, the whole thing about, she has everything but she wants more. She's the youngest daughter of King Trident, and, she's kind of naive in this world and sells off her, spoilers, I don't know if anybody's not seen The Little Mermaid, sells off her voice to be with a prince that she just met. But with all those things being said, I still think Little Mermaid is top tier. The direction Howard Ashton took the animation studio in, as far as the musical numbers are concerned, again, I think this is on the same level as Snow White in, really bringing the company to the next level. When we think of Disney movies as Disney fans today, we really think of that musical aspect of the films, mainly things from Little Mermaid onward. Even the movies that come out nowadays are very heavily musically influenced, and a big part of that is because of the direction that Howard Ashton took the studio, starting with this film. This is where Disney really took a turn, and their films were a lot more focused on the musical aspect of it. And that's, spot on with Little Mermaid. It's obvious when you see the Little Mermaid. And as I go through chat here and see what scores you gave it, I would highly recommend, I've recommended this before, on Disney Plus, Waking Sleeping Beauty. Great documentary about this. But let's see. Let's go to the top of the scores where they just started to come in, and we have top tier, top A. Hey D McGee, welcome to the stream. Top AA, top. Okay, so the precedent that we set last time, if like 20% of chat basically already says top, it just closes. It just closes out. So that is enough top tiers to close Little Mermaid out and put her in the top tier, which I think she belongs. I think she 100% belongs there. And I think you guys did a great job at ranking that. And we will bring up our next film, probably a little bit more divisive, and probably something many people probably haven't seen. I actually personally don't remember seeing this one. Maybe I have. But this is DuckTales the movie. I've seen DuckTales, but I don't know if I've seen DuckTales the movie. But I'm going to leave it up to the chat, the members of chat who have seen DuckTales the movie, to tell me where it falls. This looks like an Indiana Jones spoof-off of DuckTales. And it's called Treasure of the Lost Lamp. I think that's definitely Indiana Jones. So chat, where, for those of you that have seen it, where does DuckTales belong? We have DCDC, CCA, CCDD, DD. Lots of C's and lots of D's. Philip saying at least an A, the movie is great. F, C. Lots of never seen it's. Lots of C's. Even a top tier. But without a doubt, the renounding answer was between C and D, with the majority of them being C's. So, DuckTales is going to fall in the C tier. And that's where it's going. And again, if you guys have never joined in on one of these streams before, we do, if chat overwhelmingly requests a reevaluation, we do reevaluate movies. And obviously, the next film here that we have is Rescuers Down Under. So we're doing Rescuers Down Under before the original Rescuers, because Rescuers Down Under was during the Disney Renaissance, whereas Rescuers was during the Bronze Age, which we're going to get to in the back end. But Rescuers Down Under, don't get it confused with the original, this is the sequel. Where should this go? We have votes coming in for C and B, a number of them. And guys, while you're at it, while you're in the stream, if you could give it a thumbs up, it does help the stream a ton, and it is very much appreciated. Very much appreciated. All right, more votes are coming in for Rescuers Down Under with a ton of B's, including some D's and including some A's, but B's being the heavy majority, with more C's starting to trickle in. But right now, it looks like Rescuers Down Under is a pretty solid B. Emma Crook says, B for Rescuers, good film and the best Disney sequel. Lots of B's. Okay. I think that decides it. Chat, you have put Rescuers in the B tier. And there it goes. And there it belongs. I have to go rewatch Rescuers Down Under. Haley actually put this on a few nights ago, and it was just kind of playing in the background, but I wasn't like engaged. I was working over it, so I wasn't really paying attention that much. I got to actually rewatch it. Next one, big one. Bringing out the big guns here with Beauty and the Beast, another amazing fan favorite. Pulling it up on the screen now. So chat, as you're giving me your votes for where Beauty and the Beast should fall, I'm going to throw some more fun facts at you. Got another fun fact for Beauty and the Beast that kind of goes with another film on this list as well. And if you're wondering what I'm drinking, it's just this sparkling soda thing. But if you haven't watched Hunchback in a while, like I hadn't, I would suggest you pull up your Disney Plus account tonight and put it on. Because in the first musical sequence, you're going to see a really fun Easter egg from Beauty and the Beast. It's probably the coolest non-Pixar Disney crossover I've ever seen. Check it out. That's all I'll say, because I want you to be as amazed as I was when I saw it and realized that I hadn't seen it. But if you haven't seen Hunchback in a while, put on Hunchback. Even if you don't have time to watch the full movie, watch the first 10 to 15 minutes for the first musical sequence, and you'll see what I mean. Keep your eye open for Bill. That's all I'll say. And then once you see what I'm trying to tell you to see, think about what's going on in the scene. Blow your mind. Will blow your mind. The votes are coming in for Beauty and the Beast, and it is undoubtedly a top-tier film. No doubt about it. There's lots of A's, lots of top tiers, but there are plenty enough top tiers to secure it that spot. And I could not agree with you guys more. That is where Beauty and the Beast belongs. I really don't think it could go anywhere else. Just an outstanding film. Good job, chat. Good job. But another one. Another absolutely amazing film from the same era. This was, you can see why, and guys, go ahead and just start throwing your votes in now for Aladdin. But you guys can really see, like, this is the Disney Renaissance for a reason, right? The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, The Lion King. Like, it was just such an incredible time. These are the movies that I grew up on. I was born in 1990, so these were all the films that I had on VHS and just watched on repeat over and over and over again. My wife Haley, Little Mermaid was her film. For me, it was very much Peter Pan, which was from the classics, but Aladdin, Lion King, like, I watched these movies on repeat, like, throughout my entire childhood. And then our Aladdin votes are coming in. This is a favorite of mine, a favorite of Pete's as well. And yeah, just the top tiers, overwhelming. It's nothing but A's in top tiers. If you guys said something other than A in top tier, I sure missed it. And that's a top tier movie. It's a top tier movie. And so I think this is probably, for me, the most exciting tier list we've gotten to make so far. Just because there's so many good titles. There's so many good titles. That, and I think with that being said, we're going to have a lot of movies end up in top tier, and I think that's fine. I think it's fine to just recognize that this was just such a good time for movies, and with Disney, that we give credit where credit is due and say, yeah, if 7 of these movies are top tier movies, then 7 of these movies are top tier movies. Good job. I mean, I think that's fair. I think that's completely fair. Whereas before the list was a lot more divided, I have a feeling this list is going to be a lot more top heavy. As we move on to another film, Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas. This is another movie that I loved. I grew up with this. I was obsessed with this. You see the pin boards behind me. I'm a huge pin collector. My first major pin collection was Nightmare Before Christmas, before they were commonplace to find. Like, they used to be really hard pins to find back in the early 2000s. And that was like my quest, was to acquire as many Nightmare pins as I could. And again, like, with the music, the storytelling in this movie, the fandom behind it, the characters, not just the main characters, but the supporting characters. Just another fantastic film. Let's see what chat thinks. Because again, if you guys are new to this, if this is your first tier list stream, I don't place these movies into the ranks. You guys do. I'm completely back. If you look back on our first tier list, chat placed Alice in C. I wouldn't put Alice in C. So it's going to be the majority vote. This is a democracy. Our tier lists are a democracy-based voting system. So for Nightmare, we have lots of top tiers, lots of A's. This movie, again, is just... We have some C's, some B's, lots of A's. And there's even some... Wow, there's some F's. Some B's. So right now, the votes that I'm seeing the most of are A's and B's with a large mix. But there's more top tiers than there are C's and F's. So I'm going to let that lean to A. I think it's definitely leaning to A, and A was the most said answer as well. So, Nightmare Before Christmas is going to be the first A-lister securing that row. And I think that's fair. I think, for me, it's a top-tier contender as well. But I think A, it looks good in that A slot. And I think that's important with these lists. I think when you look at these lists, you have to be like, I made a good list, this looks good, and so far, I think this looks good. And, with that being said, another film that I think can only go in one slot. Hakuna Matata. Hakuna Matata, chat. Where does Lion King belong? And if I know you guys from our previous streams, there's only one right answer. There is only one right answer. If I have gotten to know you guys, and I know myself, and I know where I would put it. But if I have gotten to know you guys well enough, I know where this is going. I know. I already know. This was the easiest one. And there's my answer. There are some D's that came through, but roughly 50 top tiers. So, that's all I need. That's all I need to see. That's all I need to see for Lion King. That's a quickie. This one, though, just had an anniversary, I do believe. And if you take a look, I think Craig, Kylie, and Rhino did a watch party last night for something with this. So go check that out if you haven't yet after the stream. But a Goofy movie, again, huge fandom behind this. Huge fandom behind this. Where does chat think a Goofy movie belongs? I like when they take Fab Five characters, give them a movie, and do it right. I really appreciate that a lot. When they take a Fab Five character, give them a movie, and they do the movie justice, and I think a Goofy movie is a shining example of that. And we have a large mix of votes, we really do. We have just a few top tiers, so I don't think it's going to go there. And we have lots of B's and C's with a nice spread of A's as well. But the number one answer is B. The number one answer right now is B, but a very close second is A. And then we had a lot of C's come through too. So I think it's safe to say, with the high amount of C's, the high amount of A's, and the number one answer being B, that it's obviously chat is putting this in B. So that is where a Goofy movie is going to go. That is where you guys put it. And I am going to pull up the next film, if I don't lose my spot, which I kind of did, but now we're all better. Pocahontas. I think a heavily underrated movie with amazing music. Amazing, amazing music. Right there, still in the Disney Renaissance period, we have quite a number of films still in the Renaissance. But you can see the trend here in just how amazing the music really got with Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, Lion King, Pocahontas, moving forward into Hunchback, Hercules, Mulan, Tarzan. The music is just insanely good. Alright, we got Pocahontas votes coming in. We have A's, B's, F's, B's, D's, top tier, B. This is probably the most divided one so far. Right now, the most frequent answer is A, but the answers are very divided. Catching up here with chat. Okay, there's a lot more A's now, like a ridiculous amount of A's, and quite a few more top tiers. Erica Davis is top tier for Miko. And yeah, I love the side characters in this movie are also super lovable, which definitely scores extra points with me. If you can make the side characters super lovable as well. So a lot more A's came in, and I think it's an obvious A right now. So that is where I'm going to put it. Pocahontas is securing her spot as an A-lister right next to Nightmare Before Christmas. And we bring up the next film, which I also know that I've seen this. I know I've seen this, I just don't remember it. I feel like I saw this in theaters when I was a kid, so I probably would have been like 9 years old when this came out. And I don't think I've ever rewatched it. So with that being said, my answer for this would be not memorable. But chat, for those of you that have seen it, go ahead and give me your votes. Trying to figure out where Pocahontas ended and James and the Giant Peach began. I think I found it. Okay. So, B or C, D, D, F, B, B, D, D, B. Lots of C's, lots of D's. Okay. And a lot of never seen it. The number one most said answer was hands down D, with some variation of more positive votes and some variation of more negative votes, with Callie Elaine saying, is it possible to rank it lower than F? So apparently you remember it and really don't like it. Alright, so with that being said, the most said answer by a large margin was D. So James and the Giant Peach is going to be a D. And we can always reevaluate movies. Some people think James and the Giant Peach should be at the very bottom. I mean, I can definitely see that. And some people think Nightmare should get bumped up. These are all conversations we can have as our list fills itself out a little bit more. And often we do have these conversations and do make several changes. But our next film is The Hunchback of Notre Dame. This is an extremely underrated film, if you ask me. I think the music in this film is among the best. It's among the best. I'm not saying it is the best. I'm saying it's among the best. And I think for the movies in this generation, it's the most underrated that would classify in the top for me. But chat, where do you say Hunchback belongs? Alright, here are our votes. We have top tiers, we have C, we have A, we have B, we have D, we have a full spread of votes at this point. Top C, B, A, top, C, B, B. Literally, like, completely even spread. D, A, B, B, C, B. Okay. So, with that much of a spread of votes, okay, catching up with chat, there's a lot more A's now. Lots and lots of A's. Okay, so it was very, very spread with votes all across the board, but really near the end there, chat came up with a ton of A's. So A is the number one set answer. So I'm going to give that an A-lister rating right next to Nightmare Pocahontas. And I think it's very fitting there. I really do. I think it's found where it belongs. So, next one. Another movie that I would describe as severely underrated, but less so in today's time. I feel like Hercules has picked up a lot of steam, and more I'm hearing people call this underrated. So if you get to that point where more people are saying you're underrated than not, chances are that you're no longer underrated. And I think that's where Hercules finds itself today, but still, that doesn't change what an amazing film it is. I love Hercules. Probably on this list, I'd say I've rewatched this maybe the most times. Maybe. I can't count when I was a kid, though, because, I mean, Aladdin and Lion King were literally on repeat, so those don't count. The one I've rewatched most in my adult years, probably Hercules. And, I mean, if you don't cry during Happily Ever After when Go the Distance comes on, can't help you. I cry every time. My eyes water up. And the votes are coming in. Lots of top tiers, lots of A's, with some C's. And some B's. Lots of A's, lots of tops. A, D, B, C, top, B, B, A. So that's a big spread as well, but not the resounding... And we have lots of top tiers, but not the resounding top tier that the other top tier movies have got. Right now, our top tier holders are Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, and Lion King. Those are resounding top tiers. I feel like Hercules is just missing that. It's almost there, but not quite, as far as chat's voting is concerned. So, Hercules is an A-lister. Hercules is an A-lister. It almost got enough top tiers from chat. Almost. I know, it's frustrating. Almost enough, but not, just missing it by a margin. Because these top tiers that we have here, they were resounding. That set the bar, right? The responses we got from Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, and Lion King, that sets the bar for what top tier is. Hercules just missed that a little bit with our voting. And with that, we're going to move on to another one. Mulan. Again, I think this falls into a very similar category with Hercules. Very underrated in this generation, but lately more people have been recognizing that. More people have been recognizing that to the point where we're getting a live-action version very soon. I think we should have had it at this point, but it's obviously pushed back now. Again, the music in this film is phenomenal. The story is phenomenal. The side characters, super lovable. So chat, where do you think Mulan belongs as these votes come in? Let's see, there we are. Alright, top tier, C. Top tier, A. Top tier, A. Are we going to do it? B, A, B, top, A, C, B, top. Close. It's doing better than Hercules right now by a little bit. I'm still reading chat. A, top, C, top. Never seen it. You got to watch it. Boca, go watch Mulan. It's on Disney Plus. It is great. A, top. Okay. Mulan is surpassing the votes that Hercules got for tops and A's. So I think we can crown another top tier movie. We are crowning our next top tier movie, maybe our last. Who knows? Mulan. Chat, you have said Mulan is top tier, and Mulan is now crowned our 5th top tier movie. Good job. But now, how is Tarzan? How's Tarzan going to rank? The music in Tarzan, again, is another, it just gets me every time. The music in this film gets me every time. Tom Bell saying Mulan isn't top tier. Well, tell that to your friends in chat. Here are the votes for Tarzan. Make sure I get to where we started. All right. C, D, A, B, A, C, top tier. C, A, D, top, B, C. Okay. So Tarzan is by no means taking any top tier slots today. There are quite a number of top tiers, and I would argue that too, that it should be a higher tier movie in either A or top. I think it's a wonderful movie. I think the villain's great, better than a lot of villains, and I think the Tarzan and Jane are just awesome. The music is awesome, but the number one said answer is between a B and a C, with more positive answers than negative answers, so that's going to lean up to the top of that, and it's going to be a B. So Tarzan is our next B movie. And personally, if I was to weigh in my opinion, I think Tarzan definitely belongs in A. I feel like Tarzan looks more fitting with these 4 films than it does these ones. My personal opinion. But B's fine. B's a fine rating. B is a fine rating. But now, we rated the original Fantasia movie in the last tier list we did. Didn't do so good. If I remember correctly, I think we put it in the C tier. But Fantasia 2000, would you guys think it's any better? Now, I like Fantasia. I like Fantasia 2000 as well. I always feel like it gets a lot of slack, like it gets a lot of flack. It doesn't get a lot of love. But I often find myself, putting it on and just kind of chilling out and, really enjoying it. But, chat, I see your votes coming in, and I don't think you agree. I think you think Fantasia belongs at the bottom where we put it last time. So, looking at these scores. Alright, I'm seeing you guys asking for Goofy to change, so we will address that next. So, Fantasia. F, D, F, D, 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 D. Okay. F, D, C. Lots and lots of D's. That's so many D's that I cannot possibly put it anywhere else. But D. That's where it's going. I like Fantasia a lot more than that. But you guys wanted to reevaluate. I saw at least 4 people say, redo Goofy Movie. So here we go. We'll redo Goofy Movie. Goofy Movie is back up for discussion. So, right now, Goofy Movie. If somebody can put slashes in the chat for me, and we'll do our revoting for Goofy Movie past those slashes. Goofy Movie is currently a B-tier movie ranked up with Tarzan and the Rescuers Down Under. We can either leave Goofy Movie where it is. So if you think it should stay, press stay. It can go down to DuckTales, so you can press down. You can say down if you want it to go down, or it can go up and be amongst the A-listers with Nightmare, Pocahontas, Hunchback, and Hercules. So if you want it to go up, you can say up. So I am going to... Okay, we got slashes in the chat. Go ahead and put... Thank you very much, Meadow Sunflower. Go ahead and put your answers. Swap Goofy with Hunchback. Keep it B. Bring it up. Keep it. Go down. Goofy down. Goofy stay. 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 Down. Up. Down. Down. Stay. Stay. Up. So, we reevaluated Goofy Movie. And, again, the answers were all divided. There were about as much ups as there were downs, and the most said answer was stay. So, with that being said, Goofy Movie, unfortunately, I understand people want it to go up, but the consensus, it's going to have to stay. There is not enough resounding ups for it to move up. And that was our revote for Goofy Movie. I'm sorry for the people who wanted it to move up. And we have to move on to the Tigger Movie. Now, again, this is one that I don't even really remember watching. I know I've seen it. I know I've watched it. But I guess another one that it's not very memorable to me. I do like Winnie the Pooh. I do really like Winnie the Pooh. I think it's really cute. Very heartwarming. I just don't remember this. I just don't remember this movie. I know I've seen it, though. But I know people are really upset about the Goofy Movie not moving up. I'm sorry. Like I said, in the first tier list we did, my favorite movie fell in the C tier. My favorite classic movie fell in the C tier. I know. But that's sometimes just the way the cookie crumbles. Alright. Our votes for Winnie the Pooh, or not Winnie the Pooh, a Winnie the Pooh movie, the Tigger movie. C, C, B, D. Never saw it. C, F, D. This movie was cute, says Tink D. C, D, F, C. C, D, C, 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 D, D, C. Alright. Guys, that's a lot of C's and a lot of D's. There are other votes too. There are some A's. There are some F's. There are a couple top tiers. But C and D, just overwhelming. With now quite a number of B's too. But with that being said, I think our average here is going to be a C. That's what it's looking like. Disney Freak says change Fantasia 2000 to top tier. Yep. Our D list are just gonna tear through the ceiling make its way to top tier. All right. The Tigger Movie is a C. That is where it is. Next, The Emperor's New Groove. I think this film, like I've already spoken on Hercules and Mulan, very underrated in this generation. But lately, this has changed. More people are calling it underrated, which removes the label. But still, I think it's a great movie. Not a top tier A-lister for me, but still really good. I think it's fun. It made the main character kind of a villain in a really unique way, which you don't see a lot. But they did it really well. They did it really well. So very unique is the way I would describe this movie and the story. Very unique. As our votes come in. All right. A, D, D. The show. Brian McHugh says the show was better. Was there a show? I'd never seen the show. If there was a show. A, B, top, A, top, B, C, A, B, top, A, B, A. So there's a ton of A's and B's with a few tops sprinkled in. And a few C's and D's. About as many C's and D's combined as there are tops. Or not anymore. Lots of C's and D's just came in. But A and B are the number one averages. We're mostly A's and B's. So, looking at this, it's leaning closer to A right now. Alright, it's leaning closer to A right now, so I'm going to put it in the A tier. It's an A-lister right now amongst Nightmare, Pocahontas, Hunchback, and Hercules. That's where it's looking like right now. So, that is the Disney Renaissance right there. Looking at this list, how it stands currently, these are the Disney Renaissance animated films. We still have the Bronze Age to include, but this kind of, I think, set the bar pretty good. We have at the bottom, the D-listers are James and the Giant Peach and Fantasia 2000. We have in the C tier, DuckTales the movie and Tigger the movie. We have in the B tier, Rescuers Down Under and a Goofy movie, as well as Tarzan. Our A-listers, Nightmare Before Christmas, Pocahontas, Hunchback of Notre Dom, Hercules, and Emperor's New Groove. In our top tier, the toppest of the top, we have Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, Lion King, and Mulan. No way it is better than Tarzan. I agree. I personally agree. I would put Tarzan up. Personally. But overwhelmingly in chat, it really wasn't even a chance to go into the top tiers. And now we go back in time to 1971. We started in 1989 and worked our way to the year 2000, and now we're going back in time to 1973. Sorry, not 1971. It was 1973. Robin Hood. Robin Hood. We have some votes for Tarzan to go up, so we will reevaluate Tarzan next, after Robin Hood. Alright, so I'm going to ask, because there was lots of Tarzan revotes mixed up with Robin Hood, so I am going to put slashes in the chat. And under my slashes, I want you to revote for Robin Hood, because I'm kind of mixed up between people saying Tarzan's an A movie in Robin Hood votes. So, under my slashes, revote for Robin Hood. All right. Top, A, top, B, top, D. Big mix so far. And here a bunch come in with lots of B's and C's. Some A's too. Right now the average answer is B. Still B. Now it's looking like an A. Alright, it's looking like an A now. A lot more A's and top tiers just trickled in, so Robin Hood's going to get it. Robin Hood's going to get the A. And we wanted to reevaluate Tarzan. So, I saw at least 4 or 5 people in chat saying to redo Tarzan, so now we're going to redo Tarzan. When I put my slashes in the chat, let me know if it's going to stay, go up, or go down. Is Tarzan going to stay? Right now it's in the B tier with the likes of a Goofy Movie and Rescuers Down Under. Is it going to move up to A, stay at B, or go down to C? Stitch will be in the next list. So the next list we're going to do the 2000s to now. We're in the 2000s still, but Stitch will be in that list. So, the most said answer is to move Tarzan up. So, the most said answer is to move Tarzan up. So, Tarzan is moving up to a very, very heavy A tier. Look at how heavy that A tier is. And again, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with recognizing how good animated films were in this generation, which we are doing. So yeah, Tarzan moves up to A tier, where I think ultimately it belongs. And with that, chat has decided, and we will move on to our next film, The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. For me, for my personal vote, this belongs above its sequel. Liberty, law, compassion, justice says you've got to move up Hercules then. I agree. I would agree with you. I would agree with you. So, our votes for Pooh are coming in. We have B. We have, no offense, Corey, but you look like Clayton. Wait, who's Clayton? Is he... I can't put a face to the name. A. F. Top. F. A. Top. B. D. B. D. B. 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 A. So many B's though, guys. I really think it's undeniably a B at this point. There's a large variety of different votes for this, but B. B is the obvious average. So there it goes. The OG Winnie the Pooh and Christopher Robin going in the B tier. I think it looks good there. I do. We already rated Rescuers Down Under, the sequel. But where do we put the original, the OG Rescuers? Put some slashes in chat. Rescuers. Clayton is the villain. Okay. Alright. Well, what can you do? I was born this way, with this face. And if it looks like Clayton's, well... Oops. Here are our votes. C, A, C, A, B, D, D, C, B, B, A. Lots of A's. Lots of B's, too. We're looking at a B average right now for Rescuers. So it looks like Rescuers original is going to take its place next to its older sibling, The Rescuers Down Under. And that's where it's going. That's where you put it. That is where you guys said it should go, and that's where it will go. Now, next up, a childhood classic of mine. I remember watching this when I was a kid at my dad's house. This was one of my other favorite movies alongside Peter Pan, Aladdin, stuff like that. Definitely a lesser recognized film nowadays, and that's The Fox and the Hound. This is such a emotional movie for me. And chat, where do you want to see Fox and the Hound end up on our little list today? Where should Fox and the Hound go? Alright, here we go. A, B, D. Allie says, wasn't Rescuers first before Rescuers Down Under? Yes, and I should mention one more time for people who weren't here at the beginning of the stream. We started with the Disney Renaissance because I felt like it would set the bar for this list better. So we did 1989 to 2000 and then backtracked from 1973 to 1988 because the movies that happened during the Renaissance are widely renowned as the best. So I felt like if we ranked them first, we would have less backtracking when we did the Bronze Age. And the sequel just happened to fall right in between Mermaid and Aladdin. So, looking at the rankings for Fox and the Hound, we have a majority of votes being A's, C's and B's, but also we have a number of A's, which would entice me to say it's leaning more towards B. Yeah, that's a lot of A's now. A lot of A's, a lot of B's, and lots of C's, with some top tiers and some D's. So with that, it looks like the average for Fox and the Hound is going to be a B. It's going to be a B. So there it goes. Fox and the Hound goes into the B tier. Now, a lesser known movie, very lesser known movie, that I watched this movie as an adult after never seeing it as a kid. It's one of those for me. Where do you guys think The Black Cauldron lies? me go ahead and Cauldron. Black Cauldron. And I'm seeing at this point a few different people ask for us to relook at Hercules. So we'll do that next. We will relook at Hercules next and see if it can change its ranking. Black Cauldron votes are in with tons of Fs. More Fs than any movie has received so far in this list. Also a number of Ds with some A's and B's and some C's, but mostly D's and mostly F's. So, with that many D's and F's, I think, for this list anyways, there's no movie yet more fitting to have in the F tier. There just isn't one yet. That is the lowest rating that we have given any movie so far. So for now, Black Cauldron is going to be our F tier movie. And with that, we wanted to take another look at Hercules. So we'll do that. I will go ahead and put my dashes in the chat. Alright, Hercules. Stay up or down? Stay up or down? Hercules. Hercules is currently an A-lister movie with the likes of Nightmare Before Christmas, Pocahontas, Hunchback of Notre Dom, Emperor's New Groove, Robin Hood, and Tarzan. Does it belong in the top tier list with Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, Lion King, and Mulan? Or should it go down? It should definitely not go down. But where does chat think Hercules should go? Whoa, lots just came in. Look at all those ups. Okay. That is all I need to see. There was a variety of votes. There were a few people saying down, a chunk of people saying for it to stay, but without a doubt, I have not seen more people try to push a movie up yet, in this list specifically, than I just saw right now. Hercules is joining the ranks of our top tier films. There you go, Hercules. Hercules has gone the distance, and it has made it up into the clouds amongst the gods, being the best Disney movies that we pick. And now we can move down our list and go to our next film, which is The Great Mouse Detective. The Great Mouse Detective. All right. Yep. 0 to hero. Right there. Oh, can you even see that? Oh, there it goes. Hercules went from 0 to hero. A top tier comment. As we read these votes. B, A. Are these votes for Great Mouse Detective or Hercules? Roger Rabbit's here. That's next. You guys like the top tier comment? Alright. Lots of C's for Great Mouse Detective and lots of B's with some A's and top tiers as well. And also some D's. Actually very, very divided. Very divided on this one. I'm looking at an average of a C right now. I'm looking at an average of a C right now. And guys, I know we're thinking like, oh, how can this movie compare to this movie? But listen, I think it's okay for us to just recognize that this period up where the top tier movies are was just the 90s were just it was just too good. We just had it too good. Our animated films were just too good. That's all it comes down to. Between Little Mermaid and Mulan, the movies that came out during that period were literally just like the best. And I think it's okay to recognize that and have a heavy top tier, having, you know, Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, Lion King, Mulan, and Hercules up in the top tier. I think that's fair. I think we just need to say, you know what? Yeah, the movies during that time were literally just that good. They were literally just that good. It's looking like it's going to be a C. It looks like Mouse Detective is taking in a C spot. And there it goes. With the likes of DuckTales the movie and Tigger Movie. And now we have Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Who? Natalie Daughtry says the Ashman era films are better. Yeah, they are. I would probably agree with that. So the Ashman era films would be, well, okay. The Ashman era films end at Aladdin. But Lion King is just as good. Howard Ashman songs were Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, and Aladdin. And then Lion King would be the start of the different era, which would encompass Mulan and Hercules. So, as far as music is concerned, as far as the music is concerned, Lion King is in the era with Mulan and Hercules. That's one era. And then Mermaid to Aladdin is another one. Roger Rabbit. People are loving Roger Rabbit in the chat today with just a ton of A's. Just so many A's, but some B's and some top tiers. Now this movie uses both live action characters and animation, which, I mean, I left out Mary Poppins. I like Mary Poppins, so if you were upset that I left Mary Poppins out of that tier list, I am sorry. But, why'd I include Roger Rabbit? That argument can be made. The answer is, I just did. It just included it. And here it is. The most said answer is A. The most said answer is A. So that is where Roger Rabbit is going to go. And for all you people who said you have not seen Roger Rabbit, that's kind of the purpose of this list, or these lists. I thought doing movies would be really fun, seeing as we're inside. We probably all have Disney Plus. And if there's a Disney film that you're wondering if you should watch it because you've never watched it, based on chat's voting, that's a pretty good indicator if you're missing out or not. And for all the people that said they've never seen Roger Rabbit, taking a look at this list right now, with all those positive votes leaning towards an A rating, maybe go check out Who Framed Roger Rabbit on your next Disney Plus binge. And with that, we have one movie left. With that, we have one movie remaining. And that is Oliver and Company. It's a cute one. This didn't do too well, though. It did really... I think it lost the company some dollars, and Little Mermaid saved the day. But that doesn't mean it's not a good movie. It's just that there had to be a shift up, and they did it with Little Mermaid and really changed the direction of the films going forward. I don't remember the exact year Mary Poppins came out. I've watched Saving Mr. Banks a trillion times, but it would have been on our last list. It would have been on the list we did before this. All right. Oliver and Company. Lots of B's, C's, and A's. And D's. Lots of C's. Right now we're looking at an average of C. Right now we're looking at an average of C. Mary Poppins came out in 1964. There's another top tier comment right there. We're looking at a C. It's still a C. We have a large variety of votes coming in, but C is the number one said. When we have a large variety like that, we have to go with the most said answer, and that's C, guys. All right. So, we have created and crafted our tier list. And what we're looking at is the F tier, the lonely, lonely F tier, with the not very much seen Black Cauldron, but with the people that have seen it, rating it fairly low. Moving on up, we have our D tier, with James and the Giant Peach and Fantasia 2000. Poor Fantasia 2000. We had a couple of requests to move it up to top tier, but I find it hard to believe a D tier movie is going to work its way up that far and go the distance like Hercules did from A to top. We have in the C tier, DuckTales the movie and the Tigger movie, along with The Great Mouse Detective and Oliver and Company. In the B tier, I can't see, I might need glasses, we have Fox and the Hound, Rescuers Down Under, as well as the OG Rescuers, A Goofy Movie, and Winnie the Pooh. Our A-listers are strong A-listers. Okay, we'll do one more revote. We'll do one more revote. All right. We're getting requests for Mulan to go down, and we'll revote it. We'll do one more revote for Mulan. Chat, you have been heard. And then I will finish off and talk about what our A and top tier ended up being right after we Mulan. All right. Stay up or down for Mulan. Stay up or down for Mulan. Right now, Mulan is a top tier movie with up next to Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, Lion King, Hercules, as well as Mulan. Does Mulan stay as a top tier movie? Or, I guess it can't go up. It's as high as it can possibly be right now. Or does it move down to the A-listers, which includes Nightmare Before Christmas, Pocahontas, Hunchback, Emperor's New Groove, Robin Hood, Tarzan, and Who Framed Roger Rabbit? There's 2 votes. It's stay or down. Now, let me see where you guys said it should go. All right. Down, 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 down. I got to make sure I don't read people twice. Down, stay, down, 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 down. Joseph says, no Aristocats. Aristocats was made just shy of this list. It was made in 1970. That was in our last tier list. So if you go back to this channel, the Disunplugged channel, and check on the tier list we did last Thursday, Aristocats is on that list. Stay, down. Okay. There's more downs than stays. There's much love for the stay. Okay, as I'm catching up with chat still. And there's definitely more stays coming in. There's a lot of stays. It's looking like Mulan stays. It's very even, though. It's very even. How can we solve this? It's very split. So how about this? 1 second, chat. This one's a little too divisive for me. I'm going to take the advice of something somebody said before. And to make this call, I'm going to post a poll in chat. I'm going to make a poll real quick. And you guys are going to tell me what tier Mulan ends up in on this poll. Okay. So let me just get this into chat. Just give me 1 second, and I'm going to send you guys a straw poll. I'm going to give everybody 45 seconds to vote. I think that's a fair amount of time. Alright, so I'm going to say vote for last change. Alright, right there in chat, you should see my straw poll pop up. Go to that link, and you should be able to vote. And you're going to have one of two options. It's going to say top tier or A tier. And then whatever the results are in 1 minute is where Mulan's going to stay. So I'm going to give you guys all about 45 seconds from saying this. A total is going to be about 1 minute. And then that will be our finalized Renaissance tier list. And before we close out for today, if you were wondering about the other films, if you go back to the stream we did last Thursday, we did 1937 to 1970, the classics. And then this week was the Renaissance and Bronze Age. Next week we're going to do the more modern times. We're going to be the revival period, which is going to encompass the year 2001 all the way to 2020. And then that will round out our Disney animated film tier lists. We've also done a Pixar and Disney mashup where we did films from all different generations. We also have a playlist. If you go to the Dis Unplugged YouTube page and go to playlists, you'll see our tier list playlist where you can see we've done 3 different animated film tier lists, 1 classic Disney snack tier list, as well as a resort tier list. So you'll be able to check all that out on our playlist page. And I will share these results with you if I can, so you can see. I just have it on a different screen from the one I'm sharing. So I'm going to post the straw poll one more time. Go to that. Alright, well, I guess you guys can see the poll, but I can't pull it onto this screen, or I'm having trouble pulling it onto this screen. But if you go to that link I just showed you and go to view results, you'll see Mulan stays in the top tier. Mulan stays. So that is the answer, and there is our tier list. I already went through F through B. So to say again, our A-listers are Nightmare Before Christmas, Pocahontas, Hunchback of Notre Dom, The Emperor's New Groove, Robin Hood, Tarzan, and Who Framed Roger Rabbit, with our top tiers, the best of the best, the winners of the night, being The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, Lion King, Mulan, and Hercules. And that, chat, is our Renaissance Bronze Age Disney tier list. Stay tuned for next week, where we cover movies even farther into the time than this, from, like I said, 2001 to 2020. And if you missed it, you can check the Dis Unplugged playlist tab and watch any of our old animated film tier lists, as well as much, much more. But always, like always, chat, thank you so much for joining me today for this tier list. They're always a lot of fun. And I really hope to see y'all in the next one. We're going to be tackling some more movies. And also, if you have any ideas or suggestions of what kind of tier lists you would want to do once we finish all the movies, leave them in the comments below. Don't leave them in the live chat right now, because I probably won't see it after this video processes, but what I will see is your comments in the actual comment section below. So after this video finishes, if you close it, X out, and then come back in, leave a comment for a suggestion for a tier list that you'd want to do after we finish up movies, because we're only 1 week away from finishing all the movies. So let me know that, and I'll keep it noted down for our tier list in the future. And again, thanks so much for hanging out, guys. I'll see you in the next one, and be safe out there. See ya.